Welcome to Fly Fish Live Series 2. Here are your 8 competitors for the World Final. Representing Australia, Tom Jarman. Representing Sweden, Jonas Olsson. Representing Ireland, Mark Driver. Representing Ireland, Sean Marr. Representing Ireland, Tom O'Connor. Representing the USA, Noah Shapiro. Representing the USA, Danny Sizek. Representing the USA, Kirk Lewis. These 8 men will battle it out for the title of Fly Fish Live World Champion. Good luck, guys.
All right, guys. G'day and welcome back to Fly Fish Live Match 2, the match between Kirk Lewis and Jonas Olsson. Now, from the coin toss, Jonas actually won the coin toss and put Kirk into fish first. And due to delays, unfortunate delays, these boys have spoken and Jonas has put his hand up, we'll fish first. And Kirk was all right with that. So let's see if this is the right decision for Jonas Olsson. We have the last match, we had Danny Sizek take Sean Marr by 1 fish. So Sean Marr is kicked out. Unlucky Shawnee. Danny pushes through to the next round. And then we've got Noah Shapiro will be up against Tom O'Connor, and Mark Driver will be awaiting as his teammate, his opponent had a withdrawal, Tom Jarman over there in Australia. So let's move on. So the first fish is Jonas, and I do believe he's up in North Sweden somewhere, and we will cross over to him now. You there, Jonas?
Yeah, hello, Josh.
Mate, how's the weather up there, and whereabouts are you?
We are in Dalarna, the same spot where I fished against Danny 2 years ago. And it's nice and warm, like 28, 29 degrees. So, but the water is cold, so it's pretty okay.
All right. And what sort of numbers are you hoping to get today? We had a little poll there earlier, and there's a few people who've put a bit of pressure on you, mate. They said that you get 20 plus fish.
Yeah, that could have happened, but I think at least 10, because the river has been quite high and it dropped really fast. So the fish are not where they're supposed to be. They haven't found their spots.
Okay.
So we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong and I get like 30 fish. I don't know, or I get 5.
What's your target? Do you have a target in mind?
15 would be nice.
All right. 15. Let's see how you go. All right, mate. We'll get straight into the game. We'll let you get ready, and we'll be with you very, very shortly. Now, I do believe Graham is the cameraman over there. Graham Reynolds, how are you, mate?
Not too bad. How are you guys doing?
Good, buddy. Now, what do you think? Do you think Jonas will get his 15 target?
Yeah, he could. As he said, an important thing was that the snow melt and the river dropped very, very quickly in the last 2 weeks. I think it pushed a lot of fish down into the deeper areas in between fast water. You have these deep pools. So I don't know. I'd say he could get 15.
Do you think 15 will be enough against Kirk Lewis over in the USA?
Put me on the spot now. I
We've got
think so. I think 15 is a good number.
Matthew Senick come on over there on Facebook, said, best of luck, Jonas, slay him. And he said, g'day, Reynolds. Or how's it, Reynolds?
Thanks, Matthew from Canada. Cheers, buddy. Hope you're well.
All right.
Switch cameras now.
Yeah, is Jonas in position? We'll get this game underway. You ready, mate?
Yeah.
All right, so best of luck, buddy. We'll count down and the siren will go. I'll count down from 3. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, and go.
Vitiska.
We are off. So, Graham, tell us a little bit about this spot. Is this the spot that you fished that time where in your last match?
Oh, fish on, Josh.
Fish on?
Oh, nice one. Fish in the net.
Fish in the net. That was very, very quick. That's going to put a lot of pressure.
First 15 seconds. Yeah, as we said, it is, Josh. It's the sector where I lost against Kirk, unfortunately. But I'm not making excuses. But we had terrible weather that weekend, and just didn't go my way on that day.
That's a very fast fish there from Jonas. That's probably nearly the quickest out of the matches so far.
Oh, that must have been 15 seconds, man.
That means that Kirk, if Kirk ends up with the same score, he's got to catch his first fish under 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So what's he using, mate? What sort of setup has he got? Do you know?
He's using a triple rig, 3 small nymphs. I'd say he's at 3.5 on the point, and then the 2 droppers are about 3 mil.
Yep.
They're just kind of fluorescent tags, really, attractor patterns. I think he might have one natural on. I'm not quite sure, but just your normal everyday attractor nymphs, and probably on size 14 up to 18, I'd say would be smallest. So that's what he'll be concentrating on. That'll be his rig. He's hoping that he's gonna eventually fish all up along here. Like, it could be good.
Yeah. And how deep's that river? Like, what's the deepest sort of spots?
It's not as if it's so deep. It's just the volume of water, Josh, that goes through it. It'll sweep you off your feet if you don't have a good grounding, Yep. Where he's standing now is probably just under knee level, if you can see. So he's the fish will be all laid in. The faster water will be all out there. So kind of in a bit, like they'll be all just sitting in the calmer water there. And you could see his first fish. He got just here, like where he's standing now.
And fishing in Sweden, mate, on hot days like this, are you more going to find them in the calmer water, or are you going to find them where it's...
the grayling, you see, once the temperature reaches about 18 degrees water temperature, the grayling will want to move up into the deep, faster water, because you're going to get more oxygen in it, and that's where they feel more comfortable. But then if the water temperature drops below 10, you're going to find them going deeper into the calmer water. But they don't like the sunlight. So, it has been, we came up yesterday here to the mountains, but has been quite it's been challenging fishing so far,
How far north are you, like, driving from, say, let's say Stockholm? If people watching
Stockholm would be we're about 300 kilometers from Stockholm, sort of. We'd be very close to the Norwegian border.
Yep.
We'd be only 40 minutes from the Norwegian border.
And that's
so we're very much inland.
Northwest from Stockholm.
Exactly. That's a bit of a tangle there now. That's not good. It's a good start for him, but I'm going to be back on track soon.
Crack a start, but we've seen in these matches that anything can happen and fish can be caught. You can catch 10 fish within 3 or 4 minutes. We've seen it happen.
Then nothing. Yeah, it can be like that. But he's moving into good water now.
Has he planned his hour sesh, like he's going to sit in this one area for 5 minutes and then move on, or is he going to keep moving?
Just gonna make his way up. Where's my finger? He's gonna make his way up here, this side. Probably over that little waterfall. That could be good. We might get action in that fast current there. Then he could, he could stay around here as well and move out further and try concentrate on the main current. If you can see it there, on here. So he's casting into that now. So I mean, he should pick up a fish here in the next 5 minutes if he just gives it 5 minutes.
Would you give it any longer than 5 minutes?
I don't think I would. I'd keep moving and casting in these conditions. I'd be moving and casting. Would be my technique, and I think that's what he's slowly doing.
Does Sweden have a preferred color over there? The grayling over there, do they like the silver, the copper?
Pink and orange seems to work very well.
Yeah.
Tags, but yeah, copper, silver, brass beads. Then metallic pink can be very effective also.
Would we ever see Jonas switch to a dry fly?
Not in a million years.
How is the dry fly fishing there? Any good?
Pretty good. There's been some nice hatches now since this really warm weather came off. But it's just overpowered by the midgets, the mosquitoes. The mosquitoes, we were fishing yesterday and we got eaten alive, so so that wasn't a great experience.
And what other sort of fish are in that river? Is it just grayling and brown trout, or
there'd be down here? There'd be pike and roach and perch. And brown trout would tend to they wouldn't fancy this fast water, and they'd be kind of more in the eddies and the backwater, and probably in the deeper, calmer waters where if you want to target them, that's where we go. But this is just primarily grayling territory all up here. But you do get a few small browns that come in close,
We've got DC fly fishing. Let's go, Jonas.
Oh yeah,
Danny from his last match.
Danny, yeah. Yeah, I just see match. We can use a dry dropper setup, absolutely. Whether one chooses to use that technique, absolutely.
Matthew Senik threw a question in. Do you have to take the barbs off the hooks?
Oh, in the fish coin competition?
In this Fly Fish Live. Yep, you do, mate.
Yeah,
it's barbless.
All barbless, yeah. Oh, we only tie on barbless, so might be a move on here. That was a very quick fish, and then nothing. That's the way the fishing's been up here the last couple of days.
He spent a lot of time in that one area.
Yeah, I think he knows that it holds fish, but we want to be moving a bit. Now he's starting to move up now, though. Because he has a lovely water up there, enough for an hour anyway to fish through.
What sort of size grayling you get up there, Graham?
We could be getting 40, 50 centimeter graylings. There's an area about 20 kilometers north that holds quite big grayling. I had a nice one yesterday. I think we must have been near 50 centimeters. So that was a nice grayling. But generally you're looking between 20 and 40 centimeters for graylings in this area.
Yeah.
Perfect competition fish,
Matthew said much bigger grayling than in Canada.
Oh, I can imagine. No, but there's much bigger grayling more further north you go in Sweden,
Yeah.
where there's less people.
A bit like over in Finland.
Yeah, I mean, you want to go to these places, you got to pay for it. Get a helicopter into the middle of nowhere. Then you're going to get 60-centimeter graylings.
I wonder how Kirk's feeling at the moment. He's probably sitting back watching this, going,
Sure he is.
I bet you the first minute he was a bit shaky.
Oh yeah, I said I was like, what the heck?
So he's got 10 minutes. He's 10 minutes in.
Right.
50 minutes to go. Did you guys do a bit of a practice earlier today in this area, and how many did you get if you did?
Yeah, no idea. I haven't fished this stretch today. We were on a different part of the river this morning with Freddie. Jonas got up here around 14:00, 2 o'clock our time. So he practiced, did a little bit further up. It was tough fishing, but he managed to get a few.
Danny said, tell Jonas to step it up a bit.
I don't know if I should shout that to him. He might be going crazy.
So he's not planning on going much further up than that. Those rapids up ahead.
No,
So
he'll fish around here now, and then he'll probably go. He'll just continue going up as far as he feels, I suppose.
So he hasn't really given himself a lot of, like, a long distance to travel. He's just gonna
No. I mean,
slog it out in that area.
Exactly. If he's going to get fish, he's going to get it in this area. I mean, you got 100 meters up, maybe. So he doesn't have far to go.
How many do you think he's going to need to get to have any chance against Kirk?
I think he'd be wanting 10, I think, anyway, for a chance. 8 to 10, maybe. I don't know what the conditions of Kirk's rivers at the moment, you know. So, but I'd imagine, you know, he'd be wanting 8 plus, like. It's just hard fishing here, you know. It's just the weather as well as not help. The sun is high up in the sky. It's beating down on us, like.
I think Kirk's in a different position from his last few games too, so that's going to be quite interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you got any little tips for us, Graham, about maybe something to do with like reading the water? Something like where would you look for the fish? Say, looking at that, I know Jonas knows what he's doing, but looking at that water out in front of you, where would you suggest to spend most of the time on that river?
Yeah, well, where he started from, I would have done something similar, but I probably would have moved further out and probably just tried to get my nymphs just on this side of the main current, because the grayling won't want to sit in that heavier water when they can sit in a slightly calmer water to either side of it. So it seems to me that's what he's attempting to do now. He's trying to get a little bit further out there to hit this side of the main current, which is a very good technique. I mean, even under all this is going to be good if there's fish held up there, you know. Yeah, because the grayling, they're not going to sit in that fast water if they can help it, you know. It's just going to lose energy too quickly. I think where he's fishing, I mean, I don't think I would do much difference, to be honest.
Yeah.
So conditions aren't on our side. beautiful, beautiful day, but it's just not fishing conditions. But we'll see. I'm sure there's a few more coming to the net soon. Yeah, he is. He's definitely wading further out. So. It's a good technique.
And what is there a certain technique to work your way up the river? Is it like zigzagging across, or you just fish the pockets?
Kind of what he did. He kind of was relatively close to the bank, so he fished all up it here. But now he moved out, so now it looks like he's fishing down. So that was a kind of a zigzag motion, which is also a very good technique. Also means that you can fish the same width out all the way up, and then at the last point you move out and work your way down, which means you're spooking less fish, Josh. You know.
Yep.
So he's given himself the optimal chance of fishing this whole area productively, if there's any fish.
There could only be that one at the moment.
Shocker. Wouldn't that be terrible?
It's a bit like last year when you had a bit of a crack. You went out and trained and caught what 16, 17 or so, and then you ended up with 1 or 2.
It was terrible. It was just a bad choice on my part. We moved to a part of the river, and I just don't think I fished great either. You know, I can only blame myself. You know.
Now, what you see is like fishing downstream a bit there. He was.
Yeah.
Does that work well over there in Sweden?
Yeah. On the hang or the drop, yeah, that works. It's a good technique. You know, if a fish is showed interest and it follows it, or then it just means that if there's a fish that's sitting in this calmer water down from him, the grayling might actually come up and take it as his flies swing. Can be a good technique.
So he's definitely got a bit of pressure on. If I skip over to our little poll, I'm just taking a look at our little poll that we've got here.
Yeah.
There's 50% people reckon he's going to get 20 plus.
Oh. Yep. Glad they didn't put money on that bet.
Did you guys have a little bit of a bet before the game? What do you get?
Yeah, like kind of betting with a few beer cans kind of thing. So I had a little gentleman bet. Yeah, his game plan was just to go out and cast for an hour. Like we knew the fishing was going to be hard, so that's why we weren't giving him big numbers, you know. But there was a realistic goal, so to speak.
What size flies are you using? Like what size hooks?
His point would probably is 14, and then we wouldn't go any bigger than 14. So and then we're up. The droppers will be 16s and 18s.
Yeah.
Now talking 3mm beads up to 3.5. You see, if I was fishing this steep, fast run here now, I'd probably have a 4mm on my point, because that's going to get down quicker. You know, it's going to give you the better optimal chance of covering fish quicker. You know, on every cast. But it looks like now what we've discussed, he has gone out and he's fishing just before the main current. You can see it out there. So I mean, if he's going to get a fish, I'd imagine this is a better chance than any.
And so if we've got guys watching it at the moment that are sort of starting out in fly fishing and beginning their fly fishing career, is there any really good tips that you can give? Like, for example, that 4mm bead and stuff that you were talking about coming in the fast water. So the idea behind that is to get it down close to the bottom as fast as possible.
Exactly. For the species we're targeting today, the grayling, like they're generally bottom feeders. They stay down where the current's at its weakest, down deeper, you know. Then all the heavier, faster water rolls over them on top. So we're targeting them. You're going to be wanting to get down to them as quick as possible. Gauge your depths as well. Always find the area you're going to fish. Just do a bit of theory work as well. Just, you know, don't rush in and cast straight away. Just study your water, the area, the sector you're going to fish, and give a little bit of extra time for your leader setup, and the weight of your setup, your flies. That's just as important, if not more so, than casting. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not looking too good here.
Yeah, he hasn't. He's basically where he started, isn't he? Or he.
Jonas! I don't have waders on now, so I think he's going to be moving up there.
Yeah.
I'm going to get wet. I'm going to let him go by me and then follow him as best I can, Josh. I have me sneakers or runners on him. I just get them wet.
He's 20 minutes in, so he's got 39 minutes and 30 seconds left.
40 minutes left.
Oh, we've lost you, Graham.
Sorry.
Now you're back.
Sorry.
He looks like he's come to. That looks a really good spot there, under that white water on the left.
Usually is, Josh. It's usually a good spot, but just not today. I'm not there. The fish aren't there.
Like if people were looking at the white water, and would you chuck the nymph directly into the white water, or where would they tend to sit?
Kind of from here onwards down.
Yeah.
And you see, there's like an eddy there. It's like a slower, deeper pool. You sit on either side of that. I'm gonna have to try go up after him.
Yep.
You know, I'm in the water now, Josh. So I'm up to my knees in water. So I don't care. So yeah. Things you got to do. Actually, quite nice. It's about 16 degrees in the water. Look where he's gone. I'm gonna have to try follow him. Oh, we're gonna get out there. This is far. I can go a bit further. If cars driving by, they're wondering what I'm doing out here now in my shorts. Now we got close.
They were sitting at 45%, 27%, 45% say 20 plus fish. We've got 27%, 15 to 19, and 18% 10 to 14 fish, and 9% 1 to 9.
Oi.
Let's see who's right.
9 to 9% didn't have much confidence in you, did they?
we might be putting a little some little things on a few things on the next games with some little polls and little guesses. So keep those guesses coming in, and stay tuned for Kirk's match.
Yeah.
Kirk must be licking his lips right now.
Yeah. Josh, I'm just moving position here because seems that he's gone upstream, so I can go back on land now, actually.
Has he dropped any fish yet?
No, just that first cast. Just that first cast, 15 seconds, bang.
Ricky Croak just come home from Ireland there. You'll have to invest in some camo crocs, Graham.
Huh?
You'll have to invest in some camo.
Oh, okay. Some camo gear, yeah. Unbelievable. Here I am in. actually quite nice. Yeah, he's just informed me that he had two bites anyway, so
Yeah. So potentially he could have 3 right now.
potentially. This is a little area now that I enjoy fishing. It's very hard wading because where he is now, there's about 2 meter drop off there, so you have to be very careful. Right there, and all up along here, the far side of the bank is very good, but it's very hard to get to. But when you have hard fishing, it can be productive up along this side. So I think he's a good chance now in the next 10 minutes if he concentrates around here.
Yeah.
Try to get a bit closer, but he's out in the middle of it. So am I. Ah, fish on.
Fish on.
Yeah, so kind of saving the best to last, maybe. Well, not in the first 15 seconds, but
Still fish on.
still fish on. Fish in the net.
Fish in the net.
Go, Jonas.
He'll be relieved with that one.
Put him up a hug now. Yeah, that's a good relief. That'll settle him a bit now. He knows that maybe he's homing in on them, a little pocket of them there. But they've been very random.
So now he's found one there. How long would you give it that spot? Because they sit in schools, don't they? Usually.
I mean, if he's 30 female, I give another 10 minutes here. And I think that's what he's going to do. 6 to 10 minutes, I'd give it here, because there must be another one in it.
How likely is it to catch the same fish again?
With especially with the grayling, they have a tendency to be like kind of how would you describe it? Like, I know the Swedish word for it, but they'd be kind of grumpy, like, so they tend to just go back to their same hole, but they won't feed for about half an hour.
Yeah.
But like with a brown trout, you know, they probably go back and continue supping on flies. Like, but with the grayling, they can be like, what's the word? Just cranky, you know. and they just won't do it, and they just sit there. Deep spot there.
You get many browns up there, or is it mostly grayling?
There is browns in this area, but as I said, that's a big island there. So the other part of this river goes right around, and it's much deeper and calmer. If I wanted to fish for browns, I would go on that side, you know. But it's primarily grayling up around this area, you know. But there is browns in it. It's just not as many.
Yeah, any of you guys that are watching now, if you don't have the Fishcoin app yet, make sure you download the free Fishcoin app and give yourself a challenge to see if you can beat Graham or Jonas. Jonas's score at the moment, you can choose 30-minute game or a 1-hour game and challenge yourself while you're fishing. I tell you what, I'll be putting a few Fishcoins on this match against him.
This could be a big upsetter, like, you know. And everyone thinking, you know, going to go out and get 20, 30 graylings, like, we're only on 2, like.
He hasn't changed his flies or anything yet, has he?
No, still on the same setup from start.
Was he thinking of going for a change through the match or not?
No, I don't think so. If the fish are there, they're going to take they'll take primarily anything you have in your box.
Yeah.
With a bit of flash in it or a bit of neon color, and they're not very picky, like. So I mean, why change a setup? You're going to lose 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Just, you know, keep flicking them out. That's all you can do. Hopefully, you'll meet a few. You know, there are certain circumstances where you'd have to change your flies out quite often. It could be because of you're looking for depth. You want to put on a bit of heavier fly, or maybe you're just don't have confidence in a certain color that day, you know. But I mean, the flies he has on now, I don't see any problem with them. I'll catch fish all day long. If they're there, of course. Yes, Freddie. Hello to Freddie. He's laughing because I'm in the water.
30 minutes and 15 seconds. He's on 2. Will he get double figures? Anything can happen.
Could, yeah. Could. Coming into good water again here, so, you know.
That does look really nice there.
Oh, it's very pockety, pocket water, deep. Yeah, this is lovely. I bet he's getting excited now to fish this area because we've took numerous fish out of it. And it's very productive little 20, 30 meters here.
And in your...
As I keep saying, yeah, I mean, we're just finding it hard to find the fish. Like, they don't seem to be congregating together at the moment.
Do they... I know there's not many trees and stuff for them to sit under, but do the grayling tend to sit under trees and logs, or?
They would. They definitely like shade. So it'd be like any natural species in the rivers in Scandinavia and Europe, I suppose. They definitely would choose shade if they got it, you know. So the hot high sun as well can drive them deeper. And half team I caught. Oh, fish on.
Fish on.
Fish in the net. Right, Jonas.
Fish on the net.
Fish in the net.
Rightio. 7 to get double figures.
Heating up there.
We've got Lucas Riz said, is there a score to beat? No, mate. He's setting a score now, as Kirk Lewis was meant to fish before Jonas, but due to delays, Kirk's given the all clear for Jonas to fish his match first. So Jonas is setting the score for Kirk to beat now. Do you have any trouble with cormorants or anything like that up there, Graham, in the Swedish
Can be
River?
a bit of a problem, yeah. There's been a few bike damaged as well. We have noticed a few recent wounds on some of the grayling we've taken up. But generally they're in fine condition, you know. So, don't really have much information to add to that. Now he's getting into good water.
Are you going to get out there after his match? Are you going to get out there and have a crack yourself and stir him up and catch a lot more?
Catch them all instead. And I would love to, but we'll pack up here because then we have to go up and meet all the other competitors. We have the first Swedish qualifying competition now with the lottery, or the what would you call it? The
draw.
Yeah, sorry, the draw. We have the draw at 6:30 this evening, so we all have to be at that. So
that's this weekend. And you came, was it second last year?
Got second last year. Fish on. Yeah, nice one, Jonas. I knew we was going to get fish in that bloody area there. I think my favourite spot there is. Well, it's a nice one. It's a nice fish in the net.
fish in the net. Moves up to 4.
That's a nice fish. That grayland's probably close to 40 centimeters. So that's what we want to see.
And he did well there for dragging him from downstream.
Yeah.
Is there any? You got any little tips for people like when you hook a fish? Something about how you can keep them above you upstream.
Well, if you can, generally that's the rule of thumb, isn't it? You're not putting so much stress on the fish, but at the same time you're making it easy for yourself to land it in your landing nets, you know. So it's not just about hauling them in either, you know. It's give and take. If you're catching a release, you want the fish to go back in a good condition, you know. But generally, if you can try and play it upstream, it's basically quicker way to get, you know, to tire them out and get them into the net. And he's probably looking at another one in here. This is a very good area where he is now. This is going to be productive, I think.
You got just over 24 minutes to go.
I'm not allowed to tell him that until 15 minutes left, apparently. You know how competitors are.
There him up and tell him there's 5 minutes left.
You shouldn't have told me. I remember last year, David Donovan got angry at his cameraman. I don't want to know. I laughed my head off. Good old Dave.
You as a competitor, would you like to know the how much time's left?
Yeah, I mean, probably not so important to have the first half an hour. And he doesn't have his watch. He forgot his watch. But I suppose he did say when there's a half an hour left, like tell me when there's 15 and then 10, then 5. Yeah. So I kind of would probably like that. But I wouldn't like to just fish 1 hour and hear nothing. Now I'd have to have a little control on what I've left and stuff. And so your plan can come together as well. I know he's fishing this side. You'll have to get out of the water.
So you said the grayling or the water, was around about 16 degrees.
16.8 degrees, and it's probably going up a half a degree every day.
Kirk Lewis has just jumped on. He said, "Don't catch too many."
No, you're all right, Kirk. I think the whole world is having these. Oh, Jonas nearly fell in.
Nearly went for a swim.
Well, he stumbled. I'll call it a stumble. I won't call it falling in. There's more chance of me falling in if you're trying to get the camera over.
Thanks for the share, fishing and freediving in Ireland.
Very good.
He's got 21 minutes, 48 seconds.
20 minuter kvar.
What was that?
That's Swedish for 20 minutes left in my Irish accent. When I speak Swedish now, but no one ever goes there. Oh, so what part of Sweden are you from? Does he just know? A deep Irish accent.
Is there many rivers like this down south, or do you guys have to travel a long way just to get to fish rivers like this?
And that's a great question. There are many rivers down south, but they're meandering and they're calmer and deeper. So to answer your second part of your question, we would have to travel quite north to find a mountain, you know, the gradient. And plus we don't, if you draw a line from Stockholm directly over half the country, you really don't have Grayling any further south. It's just regressed further north, which is kind of sad. I think it's the same in Finland. Down around Helsinki, would you guys have Grayling?
No, the more sort of up north. Best spots up where the worlds, the FIPS worlds were up in Olssonl area, and right up the top near Utsjoki, where near the border of Norway, there's some really good grayling fishing up there with some absolute monsters like 60 centimeters.
Oh, yes. I imagine so. It's beautiful up there. Now he's literally waded all the way up this way. No, we'll see.
It looks like he's just sort of going sideways.
Fish on. Fish in the net.
Fish in the net.
Oh, Jonas.
Moves him up to 5.
Now we're talking. Right. Somebody learn how to fish. We try and have the banter and the crack, you know yourself, Josh. He's in a good stretch here. I think we fished here before this match, and you know, we decided to get him out of it because he was getting fish. You know, we said just rest it like.
So in this sort of heat that you guys have got there at the moment, is like, it looks like they're sort of going around in 1s and 2s. They're not schooling up as much. Is that usual?
Exactly, Josh. That's now you said it. Oh, fish on. Now he's hit a few here now. Fish in the net.
Fish in the net. Moves him to 6.
Go, Jonas. Slowly racking them up here. No, but exactly, Josh. It's
2 quick ones.
Yeah, the Grayling would tend to huddle up generally, which is not what we've seen these last 2 days since we've been up here. It's very sporadic, very random. Fish on. No, fish on. He's snagged in the bottom.
Hit the bottom.
I hope he doesn't lose that. No, he got it out. Good.
How often should you check the hooks, Graham? Like you're fishing the bottom as much as possible. Does it blunt the hooks or anything like that? Or
oh yeah, it can blunt the hooks, or if you have these, you know, they'd be meeting a lot of rocks and round bowlers as they go by, like, you know. So you'd want to be checking that some of these beads you can buy are like lacquered, you know, that the tungsten beads would have paint on them. So you tend not to buy those ones because you know, if you have an orange, it's gonna be silver after a couple of casts, you know, because it's just gonna lose the paint off. So that's why we tend to just fish the pure tungsten. But the hooks, would get a little blunt over time. So you just have to be checking them with your thumb, like, you know. There's tools out there if you want. I mean, we tie that many flies now, and we lose that many flies. Generally, really, I wouldn't be practicing sharpening my hooks over the winter, like, you know. Back in out of the way.
He's got 15 minutes left. 15 and a half.
I'll tell him it's 10.
Tell him whether there's 10 and tell him there's 3 minutes left. See what he says.
Mightn't get given out to so much then. I mean, I predicted between 6 and 10, so I mean,
you're on track.
I think there's. I said there's 2 more in him. Now he's gone out because he's snagged. Now I'd actually stay there and fish further out if he can stay there. He's in a great position where he is now.
Oh, your camera's gone off.
It's all right. Get my battery pack here.
Yep. Now you're back on. Yeah, so in the in this heat, would you tend to look for the deepest holes possible? Because down lower, it's obviously going to be not as hot for the fish.
Yeah, that's kind of the aim of the game. Like, if you're lucky enough to get on the fish, find them, you tend to kind of hold out there and optimize your chances of fishing that area. If you're getting them deep, kind of focus on the deep areas. I mean, you can see where he is now. He's up over his waist there. So, is a fish on?
Fish on?
Yeah. It came out of nowhere, actually. That was great. Fish in the net.
Fish in the net. Moves up to 7. 7. I wonder how many Kirk's been getting, if he's been practicing, and what sort of number Kirk would be happy with.
Yeah, that's a good question.
We saw Danny over there, but he's in a different area of the USA, and what he ended up with 16, and he still had 10 or 15 minutes left from memory. But he overtook Sean's score, so there was no need for him to fish anymore.
No, that was he kind of put that to bed, didn't he? Quite quick.
He did.
Just move up a little bit here. Move the way.
We've got William Urban just going, Jonas is a fly fishing and wading machine.
Yeah, that he is. No fear. Sometimes.
We've got Andreas Erspjord just said in this river, he's replying to Ricky.
Yeah, he's our team member.
Yeah, he's just answering Ricky's question. He said in this river, he'd say 90 to 95% of the fish you usually catch are graylings. There is simple, much higher number of them in comparison to trout.
Exactly. Good answer. Good answer.
He said he's fished this area since he's learned to walk.
He has indeed. His father owns a lovely summer home about 20 kilometers upstream here. So they grew up on this river. This is their home river.
So did you have a little chat to him before you hit this water, or?
Fish on, nice one. Yeah, but we kind of nice fish in the net.
Fish in the net.
Oh, nice brown trout. I'll try and get out.
Brownie.
Too deep where I am, lad. Yeah, brown trout.
Nice.
We don't put maybe he'd give me a few tips a month or two ago, but not on the weekend of the competition, Josh. All the shut.
Well, after the competition, he'll tell you where you didn't.
I'll tell you everything.
Where you should have.
Where I should have caught all my fish, yes. I don't know. In this weather, it's anyone's game. I mean, I got silver last year, and I don't know. It's just going to be tough fishing. But You see now the fish are still there, like.
What sort of rods are you using? Is it a 10-foot?
This is Jonas' stick is 11-foot, undefined weight, so I think it could be a 2. I think it's a 2 weight.
Yeah.
From Bellator, American company. It's very, very lovely rod. You know, very sensitive. I'll be I'll have the 11-2 as well over the weekend. I'll probably have the other 10-foot 2 set up as well if I maybe do a dry dropper or get a nice deep hole or something on one of my sectors. Then I could have an option there.
And what's the difference? Why do you go to 11-foot or a 9-foot or a 10-foot? Is there a
reach? You're
region?
getting an extra couple of meters per foot, like.
Yep.
And I mean, you don't feel that you have to wade as much then, and you feel you want just to have it in the foot of the rod instead. You're just maximizing your chance to fish further out, like.
Yeah, just a good question there for anyone that's starting out with fly fishing and stuff like that. Now, what's sort of a good fly rod for the rivers, like all rounder? What would you start on if you were just starting fly fishing?
Probably like a 9'6", 5 or 6 weight. You could name with that rod. It'd be a lovely rod to throw out dry flies. You can even take it to the lake, strip lures with it. 9'6" or a 10-foot, 5 to 6 weight. I'd probably recommend,
Yeah, he's got 8 minutes and 20 seconds left. I missed the 10-minute mark for you.
All right. 8 minuter kvar. This is as close as I can get to him, Josh, because that is just deep there.
You don't want to go for a swim, mate?
Oh, well, I prefer not to, like, just now, but actually I might be able to get a bit closer. I'll have a look and see. That's deep. I've only shorts on. Fish on, is it? Is it? Fish on.
Can't quite see him. Yeah, now we can.
A nice fish on there. Yo, bit. Oh, nice one. Fish in the net.
Fish in the net. Moves
Nice
him
grayling, about
moves him to 9.
30, 35 centimeters.
One more will get him double figures, which I think is going to be a
I think he'd be happy with that. Tangle a bit.
Oh, it could cost him. Tangle with just under 7 minutes left.
Now he's free again. Fish on.
Fish on.
What's he laughing for?
Still got him.
Yeah, fish in the net. Railing.
Fish in the net. Double figures. 6 minutes left.
6 minuter kvar.
If you could pick a couple more up here, I reckon.
Good. 2 quick ones now would be great. Seems to be holding up anyway, at least. He's took 2 or 3 out of this little run here.
would you spend the last 5 minutes in that run, or would you just go?
I would. He might even just come up to this here.
Yep.
Which, looks like he'll probably do.
So he's got 5 minutes left.
Right. I have to move Josh inside.
Four and a half minutes to go.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to be happy with the score?
I think so. Under the circumstances, I'd say I'd be quite happy with that, yeah. Probably a little under his expectation, but I mean, you'd have to be happy, wouldn't you? Oh, fish on.
Fish on.
Yeah. Fish in the net.
Fish in the net. You played him pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Do you ever get nervous when they get close to the net?
Especially in a competition, all you have in your mind is the net and a fish going into the net, and then sometimes the last second they can just break off, and that's just that's a nightmare scenario. Especially when they're a little bigger, smaller ones you can just really get quickly into the net.
Last 3 minutes.
Fish on. Right, Jonas. There it goes. Fish in the net.
Fish in the net. Losing to 12.
Slow start, but he done.
2 minutes 40.
It wasn't a very slow start, was it? Just 15 seconds.
Yeah, Kirk, if you're watching and you end up with the same score, you're going to have to catch your first fish under 15 seconds. We have to go back and have a look and just make sure it was 15.
Yeah, something like that, was it? Yeah.
Could have been faster.
It could have been. 2 minuter kvar och 15 sekunder.
2 minutes 10. Still time for 2 more. If you can find the score.
We need to. He's going to catch me, is what he's going to catch. Yeah, we left the last minute and a half to fish this little area. This can be good here.
One minute, 10 seconds. Come on, can he get one more?
1 minute 4.
those guys that are watching, stay tuned on our socials for Kirk's match to try and beat this score. I do believe it's coming up very soon, and we'll get those match details out very soon on the social media, Instagram stories, Facebook stories, and even on Facebook. Three, two, one, and that's it.
Yeah.
Match over. 12 fish. That's not bad after he's
Slow intermediate. It was slow during the middle there for a bit, and then he pulled it right back.
he did. He got a competitive score. I think this is going to be. I believe this might be very close.
A moment to the fish. 12. 12.
So would you have done anything different, Graham?
I actually wouldn't have done a thing different. He fished very well, I thought. He covered a lot of ground in a short period of time. I think he definitely fished what he could have done. I don't think he could have done any better.
He is almost dead.
Was it
There you go.
effective?
You there, Jonas?
Yeah.
We'll move up to the car a bit. We're just going to move a little bit, Josh.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm here.
A second.
You finished off well, mate. You ended up with 12 fish. Are you happy with that score?
Yeah, that's good. That's pretty good. I kind of had high hopes after the first one.
15 seconds.
I saw that.
But then it kind of went quiet down there. I had two more bites, but that was it. So
Was it just the one trout you caught?
yeah, one trout. The rest was grayling.
And Kirk came on and said, "Don't catch too many." So I wonder how he's feeling after with your score of 12. So do you think that's enough to beat him?
Yeah, it could be. It depends on where he's gonna fish and a lot of stuff. I know they had quite a flood still, or had. Maybe it's gone down, so the fishing might be tough for him. But who knows?
Who knows? Well, mate, congratulations on the 12 fish. Let's see if it's enough
Yeah.
to knock out Kirk Lewis from the USA. And good
Yeah.
luck with the weekend at the Sweden Championships, is it?
Yeah, qualifier.
Yeah, it's just a qualifier.
Qualifier.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, congrats, mate, and thanks, Graham, for
No problem.
stepping up for the camera work. Great job. But just stay on the line, guys. And we'll cross to you again soon. But
Yeah.
well done.